Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Welcome back to Living Local Carolina, everyone. Today I'm in Pawleys Island and I'm at All Fired Up Studios and I'm joined by Carla, the owner. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
Good.
There's so much to see here. I am so excited for you to tell me all about you guys and what you have to offer here.
Yeah, so we are a paint your own pottery studio. How that works is somebody would come in. We don't take appointments. You just come in, find a piece of pottery that you like, plenty of painted samples to give you some ideas, but you pick a plain white piece of pottery and then you sit down with the color chart, you pick your colors. I go ahead and get you the correct brushes and then we'll show you the application of glaze and then you paint your own pottery. You leave it with me for a week, I clear glaze it and fire it in my kilns and you can pick it up in a week.
See, this is why we have to have the expert here, because I think that if I tried to do any sort of design on my own, I would just get overwhelmed. So you help people, kind of design what they want to have on
Absolutely.
it too, right?
I offer as much or as little assistance as somebody wants. So I can hold your hand. I can give you lots of design ideas. We have so many resources to help you create beautiful stuff. We have screen prints, crystal glazes, all different pottery glazes. So I can go over that with you and help you find something you like and then show you how to apply it. Or sometimes we have people that put their earbuds in and don't want to know anything, and that's fine too. That's their whole thing and they just want to paint. That's fine. So I'm here to assist or not.
It's very therapeutic, I think, too.
Yeah.
I mean, is this your background? I mean, did you always want to do this?
I've been doing this for 15 years.
Wow.
So now it's my background, but prior to that, it was never my background.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you always love art?
Yes, I have a design degree, but not necessarily art per se, but so that kind of transferred over when I decided to do this. Like I felt comfortable with color and application. But I too had to learn about the products, and so I went to some classes and so on until I became comfortable and then just self-taught after that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of classes, you guys actually offer classes here to make your own pottery as well.
Yes, we do.
It's a little more involved though if you want to do that.
Well, we have two types of classes. We have a
Okay.
beginner to try it, a one-time wheel class for beginners. And everybody, we've been doing it for 2 years now, but everybody walks away with a bowl. So there have been no failures. So
That's good.
big pressure. But everybody makes a bowl or a plate. They make something, and it's a great class. Everybody loves it. So they can learn how to throw the clay on the wheel, center the clay, pull the walls up. They'll learn all the technique, the jargon, and they will make a piece of pottery. And then they can come back in a week or so and they can glaze it. So
Which
that's
is
included
fun,
in the
too.
class.
I love
Yes,
that.
yes, absolutely fun. So it's been very successful and people really do love it. And then if they want to continue, and most of them do, then we offer extended course. We have a 2-week course, a 3-week course, a 5-week course, depending. So,
Wow, that's
yeah.
really nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have that available too.
Awesome. Do you guys do any parties as well, like for kids and stuff?
Yeah,
or how
we
young
do.
do you start with the painting?
Doesn't matter. We get infants
okay.
in here for handprints and
Little
footprints.
baby feet.
Yeah. But so there's no age limit. And we do parties.
Awesome.
We can do birthday parties. And we offer the whole studio for birthday parties. We used to do them in that room, but no more. Now we offer the whole studio, and so they can bring more people. So yeah, we do that.
Love it. Okay, well, if someone's watching right now and they want to come out and see you guys and paint something or learn how to do pottery on their own, how can they do that?
They can either just walk in and check it out. It's a very welcoming and friendly place. So
Oh, yeah.
the intimidation factor could be tiny when they first set foot in because they'll walk in and go, I'm not artistic. You don't have to be. You just have to dip your brush in the glaze and apply it. That's
that
what's
simple,
involved. So they can just come in and check it out. They can ask questions. They can call. They can email. They can message on social media.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by PuroClean. Hey guys, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. Today I am in the studio and we are talking a very interesting topic with Joseph, PuroClean. I want to learn more about you guys and what you do. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. We are a local emergency restoration company serving the Grand Strand area. And what we do is we specialize in water damage, fire damage, mold remediation, and biohazard cleanup.
You guys tackle some pretty big jobs, but you all are still a local company, right?
We are. We are part of a franchise network. We have over 400 locations throughout the United States, but we are locally owned and operated here in the Grand Strand area.
Nice. Okay, so you said fire, mold, what else?
Water and biohazard.
So that's a lot of different stuff, and sometimes when people are calling you, it's not exactly the best day of their life.
No, it is absolutely not. It is usually one of the worst days of their life. You know, normally property owners go through 1 to 2 major losses in their lifetime, and it can be very disruptive. You know, sometimes they have to move out of their homes, especially when children are involved. I can only imagine. But yeah, it can be very detrimental to people's just normal life.
So I mean, how does the whole process work? If you have something bad happen to you and you need to make a call, how does the process work with you guys?
So we work real well with insurance companies. A lot of times people will report it to their insurance companies, and their insurance companies might call us, or they might call us directly. We get out there, we have a response time within 4 hours, and we want to make sure that we get that property stabilized so that there's no further damage to the property. We see everything from just a small water line break to major hurricanes. So like you said, there is a vast majority of different kind of work that we can do for our customers.
Gotcha. Do you maybe have any tips for people if something happens to them, or how to prevent a disaster from happening in your home?
Yeah, I mean, it's you can have leak detectors installed into your home, doing a yearly inspection of your home, doing service to your major appliances, your air conditioning unit, your refrigerator, your dishwasher, anything that's going to involve water, or even maybe a potential fire hazard. Make sure that your smoke alarms are up to date and have their batteries in. But sometimes, living in the climate we live when it comes to mold, we just live in a high humid climate, and sometimes it's unpreventable. Like I said, we want to do everything we can to prevent any other major damages happening. That's why we are called a restoration company.
When you said mold, it just sent chills down my spine because mold is my enemy. This is the sort of thing you want to trust the experts to clean up too, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It can be, if you run into the wrong person with an immune system problem, it can make them very, very sick, or an allergy. We have to be very, very careful and thorough in the work that we do.
And I'm sure you have all the state-of-the-art equipment and all these special processes that you can't do yourself, really.
Absolutely. We are trained. We all, myself and my technicians, are certified through the IICRC. So we take pride in that. We go to continuing education to make sure that we're learning all about all the new processes and all the new technology out there that can help our customers get back to normal. So the one nice thing about being a part of a franchise network is when there is a major event such as a hurricane or a freeze, it's one phone call away from me to mobilize other franchises and my headquarters down in Florida to be able to come here to the Grand Strand area and the Myrtle Beach area to help us get back to normal, because sometimes it can be overwhelming. I might not be able to handle everybody at one time, but like I said, it's the nice thing about being part of a team as like PuroClean is that I can make one phone call and they'll come and help us, and like I said, help our community get back to normal.
Strength in numbers.
Strength in numbers for sure.
This portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by PuroClean. This portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by the U.S. Travel Association. All right, guys, today I am joined by Jeff Freeman. You are the president and CEO of the U.S. Travel Association. We're going to be talking about the critical importance of travel and our economy. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's good to be with you.
All right, so we're starting with the big picture here. Why do you say travel is essential, not just for the economy, but for everyday Americans?
Yeah, we know the spending that happens from travel. We all just came off summer vacations, $3 trillion. I think what often goes underappreciated is the connections that it creates for families, the way it builds businesses, the way it strengthens communities. Travel is really instrumental to everything else that happens in our environment. We saw that in the pandemic, the desperate need to want to connect with one another and create memories. That's something that we need to promote going forward. We think travel is absolutely essential.
Looking forward to things like the World Cup, the Ryder Cup, and the Olympics. What opportunities do those bring, and how will they create a lasting impact on travel in the U.S.?
The United States has an extraordinary opportunity in front of it with this mega decade of events, America's 250th birthday, the World Cup, the Summer Olympics, the Winter Olympics. We have an opportunity to bring millions upon millions of people into the United States, see what we're all about, spend their money here, and go home and tell their friends and family to do the same thing. Now, we've got work to do to make that happen. It's not just going to happen on its own. We've got to address visa delays and fees. We've got to improve the customs process. Most importantly, we've got to let travelers around the world know that we want their business. If we do that, the spending in local businesses across this country will be off the charts. The travel industry is working every day with the government to help our customer, to improve the travel process, whether that's improving the air traffic control system with more air traffic controllers, with better technology, whether it's improving TSA. Just recently, the requirement to take shoes off was removed. That's the type of thing the industry is pushing to give our traveler a better experience, and we're looking at other areas where we can do similar things.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the shoes in the TSA. And where can our viewers go to learn more information?
To learn more about it, visit showcaseamericantravel.org.
This portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by the U.S. Travel Association.
Welcome to Burgess Community Garden. This is a new concept for us that we just started last year. We have this beautiful land, 5 acres, and we happen to have an opportunity to indeed grow and develop and decide what it is we're going to do on this land. One of the things I've done for a long time is I've done outreach. And so not only am I part of the Unity Burgess community, but the outreach community also, is that I was listening to a program by the Boys and Girls Club of the Southern East region, and one of the organizations, I think in Alabama, indicated that they had a food bank and a community garden. So back in 2018, we had inherited this, and then last year I thought, oh, this will be wonderful because we'll be able to bring in the Burgess community, the surrounding community that was historically Black and now is very diverse, but also all the groups of people that we work with. We work with Help for Kids, and we've long worked and supported them, as well as the Boys and Girls Club of Myrtle Beach and Helping Hand and Family Justice. What a good opportunity to indeed start to use the land to indeed provide produce and vegetables to help all the community in terms of that, because as everyone knows, or many of us know, is that hunger is still a reality. What is it we could do to invest in the community? Bringing what it is we produce and having the community help us produce some of that, the local community help us in terms of feeding those that are in need. And that's individuals, that's communities, that's organizations. So as a result of that, Ken, who is my major master only gardener at this point in time, knew what to do in terms of building the garden. So these 2 gardens were produced as demonstration gardens, and they're primarily herbs and spices and some vegetables. And so we've grown from there. I had written a grant. Home Depot indeed responded to it, so we got a $3,200 grant indeed to build vegetable beds, and that's what we did. They came out and they built 12 beds for us so that we could indeed grow the produce that is needed and necessary and wanted by the community that I have indicated earlier.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Welcome back to Living Local Carolina, everyone. I have a friend in the house, Lion Flood. You're a magician.
Yes, I have been trying my whole life to attain that little status when the hands glow. Haven't got there yet, but yeah.
I think you have. And you've got a trick to show us today, right?
Yes, I've got a few, and one of the things that I've really been focusing on is really just being more intimate, having someone understand that the magic is in their hands. And so I'll start off with showing you one very quick one, really quick, using simply a cup and a die. What I like for you to do is take both of those items really quick, place the die inside of the cup, ensuring there's nothing sticky, no tricky stuff or anything like that, right?
No.
Shake and rattle and roll, perfect. What I wanna do is I wanna show you that the die is gonna go through the portal at the cup. I've learned that if I squeeze it at a certain point that opens up, I throw it through. Would you do me a favor and place your hand flat just like that? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not gonna be able to see it happen from there, but you will be able to see her reaction when she notices that the die is no longer in my hand, travels through that hole and runs into her hand. On a count of 3. 3, 2, 1.
I just felt it.
You felt it drop? That's
How
called
did you do
gravity.
that?
It's good.
Every time I ask, how did you do that? But he's never going to tell me, of
Right.
course. It's all a secret, but this is all about close-up magic where
Yes.
people can really feel like they're involved in it.
Exactly. I want to use their items. I want them to be able to go home and tell a story to their family and friends when they're like, I don't know. That's not the case. So to show you another quick one, if you don't mind.
Okay,
All right,
go
we're going to use her phone this time. Would you take out your phone for me?
Sure.
And I'm going to show you, everyone else, something that's going to be happening. While we do that, are you familiar with the cards? Or the playing cards, ace through king and type like that?
Yes.
Okay, I just want you to think of a playing card right now. 3, 2, 1, got it?
Got it.
All right, what's the first thing that came to your mind?
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts. So now here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna show you all my Wi-Fi. I have a static electricity. If I rub my foot a little close, watch what happens here. As this starts to flicker, and watch what happens. The Wi-Fi starts to change to your card.
Oh, I don't like that.
But that's
How
my
did
phone.
you do that?
That's my phone. Wait, can you go to your Wi-Fi settings?
Yeah.
I don't think this can, is it? Because if it's on my phone, I'm a magician. But if it's on,
It's on
her
my phone, too.
the card that she thought of is on her
What on
phone.
earth? How did you know I was going to think? I promise I didn't tell him. You're too good. You're too good.
I try.
Freaky stuff. I love it. Okay, well, where can people come and see you?
Yes, so now we have the Asher Theater on Saturdays, 4 p.m., doing matinees, an intimate 20-25 seat theater where they have hors d'oeuvres, people can have drinks, a great date night. Asher Theater is where I'm at currently now.
Okay, where can people get tickets and stuff?
Yes, you have to call the show right now because they've been selling out so much. They've been putting people on the wait list. So you can call the show, call the theater and ask, and they will get you on the list.
All right, tell me about the show.
Okay, so the show is set from my life story. Most people don't know. First off, I'm a retired devil dog, Marine Corps. Hoorah! I got into magic when I was injured. I had 4 knee surgeries, 3 back surgeries, laying up in the hospital, had to learn to rewalk over a year. First time I smiled is when I saw a magic trick online, and then I started saying, I want to learn it. They started to wheel patients into my room, and I did magic tricks for them. Eventually, when I was able to be wheeled out, they wheeled me into patients' room, started doing magic tricks, so it was almost like a therapy session.
Yeah.
And I've based the show around that because I wasn't able to walk. I had to do things in people's hands, and so I said, that's what my heart did.
That's
so I did it.
awesome. My mom is a PT, so she
Oh.
will love to hear about this.
Yes.
That you were bringing people happiness, even when you were still trying to get back on your feet.
The only time my PT told me, bend the knee.
Yeah, they're not so nice all the time. My mom's just tough as nails.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.